Arms work just as hard as our legs. Fire up your triceps.
Your hips are dipping, always the option to come down to the knee.
Not as a weakness, but as a sense of strength, something that's empowering.
Namaste.
Hi yogis, it's Katy Gassaway. I'm going to teach you one of my favorite little core flows to get your core nice and fired up. This is one that my students always really enjoy and request. It's nice and challenging. It's really good for your obliques especially, also your transverse abdominal muscles. So it's going to be a series of 3 different movements, and I'm going to break down all 3 movements for you, then we're going to combine them together. We'll do some eagle crunches in this, we're going to do some bicycle crunches, and we're also going to do an oblique block hold. So I'm going to break down all 3 of those first with different options, and then we're going to combine it all together and actually do the core workout. So you'll need a block, obviously. Have a block handy. If you don't have a block, you can get like a little pillow or just anything that you can hold and squeeze into place, maybe a book. So first with the eagle crunches, you're going to come down onto your back. And if you're familiar with eagle pose while you're standing, it's going to be essentially the same thing, just laying down. So we'll start by crossing our right leg over our left. Our knees are over our hips, shins parallel-ish to the earth. You may find that even if you can't bind your foot when you're standing, you may be able to kind of loop your toes around your calf when you're on your back. And then 2 options for the arms. So option number 1 is going to be you can take your right arm under your left and bind your arms just like eagle arms when you're in standing. If that's a lot on your shoulders and you typically do a bear hug in eagle, just standard crunch arms, hands behind the head or neck. From here, for eagle crunches, whichever arm variation you're taking, you're going to take a big breath in, then as you exhale, you're going to curl up from both sides. So your tailbone is going to lift and your shoulder blades are going to lift. Inhale as you lower, exhale, curl and round in from both sides. You do not have to touch your knees and elbows, but if you can get there, awesome. Now, if you find that as you lower down, your low back scoops way away from the earth, you've got a big gap there, smaller range of motion. So either don't go quite as close in and just lower down, or you can curl up, but maybe don't pulse all the way down. You want to protect your low back as you curl and crunch. So that's eagle crunches. For our bicycle crunches, same thing. We're going to be on our back, knees except are unwound. So you're going to unwind your legs, knees parallel, stacked over the hips, shins parallel to the ground. Toes are active somehow, so you can point them, you can flex them, you can Barbie feet, but toes have some energy to keep your legs nice and engaged. Hands behind the head or neck, big breath in, exhale, right elbow goes towards the left shin or the left thigh, exhale, switch to the other side. So you can take these as fast or as slow as you want. You can also add a little kick out with the leg that you're not twisting towards if you want a little bit of extra dynamic there for the legs. Now, the thing that you want to watch out for here is bringing the knees to the elbows rather than elbows to knees. So if we're doing this kind of action, this action is coming from your hip flexors. So when my knee comes into my chest towards my elbow, I'm no longer working my obliques, I'm working my hip flexors, which isn't going to hurt you, but you're just not getting any benefits of core. I mean, I could sit here all day and do this. It's not going to strengthen my core. So keep your knees, imagine a wall over your hips, knees stack over the hips, bring the elbows in so that you're lifting your shoulder blades and you're engaging your abdominal muscles. So that's oblique, or rather bicycle crunches. And then for our oblique block hold, this is where your block comes in. So you're going to want to block. The lower you take the block, the smaller the setting, the smaller the width, the more challenging it's going to be. So if you take it to the middle one or the longer one, a little bit easier, you're going to pin that block on your right thigh, take your left elbow across, and then hold the block in place using your elbow. So the longer the distance, the less I have to lift my shoulder and engage my core. If I take it a little bit shorter, I've got to lift a little bit higher. You want to squeeze that block nice and tight. Imagine I was there to come try and steal your block. It's not going to go anywhere. And again, knees stack over the hips, feet are energetic. We're just going to hold and breathe for that oblique block hold, and then letting go when we're done. So those are the 3 movements. We're gonna take them and put them all together. Have a little bit of fun with it, get nice and sweaty. I'm gonna try to talk while I'm doing this with you. Usually I get the luxury of watching everybody else do core, and then I can kind of talk and feel free to do my own thing. But I'm gonna try to do it with you today. So when you're ready, come on down to your back. We're gonna start with eagle crunches. Right leg comes over the left, and then maybe we're taking that bind, right arm under the left, or crunch arms just right behind your head. So as you're ready, take a big breath in. Here we go. Exhale, curl and round into center. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Remember, we're lifting from both ends. We're gonna do this for 30 seconds. I checked my watch. So you're lifting from your tailbone, from your heart. Keep your feet active. Hug your belly button in. If you find that your low back is starting to sway or swoop away from the mat, again, remember, smaller range of motion, totally fine. If you want to take these nice and slow, really deliberate, you can. If you want to take these faster, make it more of a core workout, make it a little more cardio, you can also do that. Good. We're going to be here for 4, for 3, switching to bicycle crunches in 2, and 1. We're gonna unlace our arms, unlace our legs, and then get right into those bicycle crunches. So again, elbows come to knees, knees stay over our hips, feet are nice and active. If we want to add that extra little dynamic with the legs, you can start to press out and straighten. If you prefer to keep your knees static, totally fine too. Hug those inner thighs to center. Again, go with your breath, so you can take these as slow as you want, taking a little more time to tone and strengthen, or you can go nice and fast. Either way. We're here for 4. We're gonna grab our block in 3, in 2, and 1. Grab your block, place it on whichever setting you want on top of your right thigh. Left elbow comes across, hold and breathe. Keep that block nice and steady, squeezed into center. Don't let it fall, don't let it drop. Good, we're here for 4. You got it for 3. Last 2, back to eagle crunches in 1. Block comes to the side, left leg comes over this time, left arm comes under. 30 seconds here, big breath in, exhale, curl and round. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Again, remember lifting from both ends of your body, keeping your arms either at center, nice and bound, or if you're doing those crunch arms, let your heart be the thing lifting. So don't focus just on lifting the head. Make sure you're lifting your shoulder blades off the mat as well. Curl everything into center. Keep your belly tight. Don't forget to breathe. Good. Hands are doing just supporting the neck. They're not doing the work. We're here for 5, for 4, bicycle crunches again in 3. I know, for 2. And 1, unlace your legs, hands behind the head or neck, get right into those bicycle crunches. Leg extension is optional here. Remember that wall over your hips. We're not extending our knees past our hips. Otherwise, what's the point of doing this exercise? Good, your legs might be shaking a little. I say that because my legs are shaking a little. Good, we're here for 4, for 3, last little block hold in 2, and 1. Take your block to your left thigh this time. Right elbow comes across, right shoulder blades lift. Hold and breathe. Good. Keep your legs nice and toned. Remember, feet are active. When our feet start to get lazy, so does the rest of our legs, and it maybe seeps into our core. We kind of want to quit. We're almost done. Don't quit. You're here for 4. For 3, feel the shake. For 2, and 1. Woo! All right, that was fun. All right, so that was one of my favorite little core workouts. My students really like it. Just takes a few minutes of your day. You can always extend those exercises a little bit longer, combine them the same way. Trust me, you're gonna feel this one. You may feel sore in areas of your core that you're not used to. It's probably the eagle crunches. They work a little bit different area of your abdomen than most typical core exercises do. So I hope you had fun with that. I'm nice and sweaty now. I hope you're sweaty too. Enjoy the rest of your day and have fun with it.